What's going on, everyone? I'm doing something a little different today. So I have a presentation coming up tomorrow morning about AI and automations for your business. But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to be showing you guys a slideshow I created and talking a bit about AI and automations for your business, right? So you can always check this out. This is just kind of a replay of what I got going on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Perfect. So here we go. Let me move myself down a little bit or see where I'm going to be out of the way. So we're going to be talking about AI and automations for your business. I'm going to show you guys some practical uses and everything for this. We're also going to touch base on ChatGPT, which I'm sure all of you are aware of already. So let's get right into it today. We're going to talk about what we'll cover today, right? So we're going to talk about ChatGPT. We're going to talk about custom GPTs. We're going to talk about automation, and we're going to talk about AI. And then we're going to talk about how you can mix automation and AI together, right? And then I'm going to show you some examples of social media automation with some real world examples of what, social media automation is and what it looks like, right? And so we're going to get right into this and we're going to get ahead and go to the next slide. So ChatGPT, as everyone is familiar with ChatGPT, it is a language model that was produced by OpenAI, and you can ask it something and it provides answers back to you. So you input text and it comes back with text back, right? So what is ChatGPT? And we're going to go over this part in the beginning relatively quickly because I'm sure everyone here is kind of aware of ChatGPT, right? So it's an AI-powered language model, and that was created by OpenAI. It's a versatile communication tool, and it's always improving. So most people use their ChatGPT for asking questions, or writing an email, or writing some content for them, creating a blog, whatever. There's unlimited uses of ChatGPT, but to make it basic, it's just a language model that understands text, right? So the benefits of ChatGPT, let me move myself up here actually. So the benefits of ChatGPT, as we all know, is it answers questions for you. It can write content like I just said, anything from email content, write up agreements for you, anything you tell it to do or write, anything with writing, it can do. But another one that I really like about, the benefits of ChatGPT is it increases human learning. And what I mean by that is you can use ChatGPT to increase the human learning of yourself or anything you got in mind, right? So, for example, something that would have taken me months to learn before, that I'd have to open up the book and study and study and study. I can do that by hyper focusing with ChatGPT in just a matter of days, maybe a week or something like that, where the time difference of a learning curve now is a lot easier by using ChatGPT, right? We're just going to get right through this. I'm going to go to the next slide. So, while we talk about ChatGPT, I'm aware and I'm pretty sure that most people out there, I'm not talking about developers or anyone that knows how to work with APIs and stuff like that. But most people that are in the general public are using ChatGPT to actually copy and paste, right? So meaning you might copy some text into, off of your email and paste it into ChatGPT, or you might just take that answer from, ChatGPT and copy it and paste it back as an email response or write out an agreement for you. But I'm here to tell you today in this presentation, and I don't want to go over anyone's head with any of this, but I'm here to tell you that copying and pasting is really just the start of ChatGPT, right? Like I said, most people, copy and paste from ChatGPT, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's really just the tip of the iceberg, right? So, like I said, we're going to go into AI beyond pasting, and I'm going to show you today how we can unlock its full potential when it comes to taking it past, just copying and pasting. So before we do that, we're going to talk about custom GPTs, which if you have a ChatGPT Plus account, you should already know what custom GPTs are. But if you're not aware what custom GPTs are, it's pretty much your own personal AI assistant that you can train directly through ChatGPT and upload knowledge files, whatever else you want to it. So it knows all about your business. Instead of starting a new conversation with ChatGPT every time, it'll know and be trained on different aspects of your business or for any kind of use you need it for, right? So like I said, a custom GPT is your very own pre-trained ChatGPT model. It's efficient, personalized AI for your business, right? And we're going to get into some examples here on what it is. So I created a screenshot. Okay, I took a screenshot of just training a custom GPT. This is a very basic GPT that doesn't require any actions or anything like that, right? So when you go to create a custom GPT, you can see on the screen here, it's kind of like a split view. And on the left-hand side, you can see where you would train out the custom GPT. And on the right-hand side, that is like the preview of this chat bot that you're pretty much creating. And this is all done within, ChatGPT, as long as you have a ChatGPT Plus account. Whenever you have a Plus account, you can actually go and just click create GPTs, and it'll take you to a screen that looks like this. So what we have here, and to keep this, relatively short, but get right to the point, is we have a name at the top. That's what you're going to name your GPT. Then you have a description. This is what shows up underneath the name on the preview of your GPT. This can be anything about your GPT or what it functions and does. And then you have your instructions. That's anything from like telling it how to interact, or like telling it what kind of things you want it to do, even all the way down to saying this is how you need to start out a message with a user, right? Then we have the things that are called knowledge files, right? What knowledge files are is so you can upload your own files into this GPT. You can go ahead and take these knowledge files. So for example, the one I did on this, I took the Viral Wave Studio agreement, my social media automation pricing, my work agreements, my terms of service, my contracts, and I went ahead and put those into the knowledge base. So then every time I use this GPT, it knows exactly what, I'm asking for, and it follows a structure, right? We can always go to ChatGPT and we can just say, hey, create me an agreement for this client. But every single time it's going to be different unless you instruct it the same exact way every time. So by creating a GPT or a custom GPT, you're actually able to give it that predefined data that you can actually structure out in every single response, right? So we're going to go to the next slide. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So Virewave Studio Helper, that's what I called it. This one is just something I use in-house, and it's trained to handle your agreements, contracts, and more. So anytime I feed an agreement or a new client, it'll give me back the agreements or contracts or whatever I ask it for, pretty much based on my business, right? So here is an example. If you can see this on the screen, I'm not sure if you'll be able to, but here's an example of Firewave Studio Helper in action. So all I said, and this is that pre-trained GPT you just seen, all I said is I have obtained a new client, Joe Smith. He is going on the base social media automation plan, and I need a work agreement to send to him, right? So instead of it just sending me a generic or basic work agreement, I actually uploaded, when I was creating that custom GPT, I actually uploaded the work agreement that I use for every one of my clients, okay, into the custom GPT so it knows. So what it did is it started writing the work agreement exactly as the work agreement should be, and just plugged in his information and what kind of package is going on and what the pricing looks like and everything like that, right? So this saves a lot of time without having to interact even more with ChatGPT. It can be trained on the data that you need. And this is just one very, very basic example of creating a custom GPT. I've actually created hundreds and hundreds of them, but this is just a very, very quick and easy example of how you can set up a GPT and how it functions, right? So there is another aspect of creating GPTs. And if you scroll down past the knowledge files, I don't have a screenshot on it here, but if you scroll down past the knowledge files, you'll see this thing that's called create new action. And this is where the magic happens with your custom GPTs to take them to a whole new level. So by creating a new action, we're actually able to integrate APIs. And if you're not sure what an API is, an API is like a web link. For basic example, it's like a web link that can gather information from that website. APIs function in all different kinds of ways, and some are trained on different kinds of data, watch different kinds of things. But in a layman's terms, an API is just calling an endpoint or calling a web URL and gaining information and bringing it back, okay? So with APIs, and when we create a new API and plug an API or create a new action, and when we plug a new action into these custom GPTs, we're actually able to gather real-time data and actual data instead of the fake ChatGPT, web search that they have, or the very limited web search that ChatGPT has itself, okay? So like I said, we take it a step further by training custom GPTs with API actions for real-time data. So here's another screenshot of what it would kind of look like. You can even have ChatGPT help you with this and write this out, but you create pretty much a code that you plug in that is the functions of the API, and you have your authentication. I don't expect anyone to really know this. A lot of people do, but a lot of people don't. I do have resources I'll show at the end of this video. If you're not familiar with my YouTube channel, I do have a video that shows you how to integrate APIs into your GPT, but to keep this video short, That's just a pretty straightforward example of how you would set up a GPT with actions, right? So like I said, more power with GPT actions. So on the left side, you can see a basic GPT, right? And what I asked, and a lot of people don't know this either, but I trade stocks and I use GPTs for all different stock kind of questions or analytics that I have. And on the left side, you'll see here, this is a basic GPT that supposedly can search, real-time finance data, which is not true. All it is doing is using the web function of a custom GPT. So I asked it, what is the current stock price of NVIDIA? It told me, as of my most recent update, right, NVIDIA stock price is approximately $417. Now, this was done a few days ago, and it's 9/30/2024. If you are in the stock market and you trade NVIDIA, you should know this is not the actual price and is not the actual price it was, okay? So at the time of doing this recording, I have another GPT that I created. It's called real-time finance data. And with that GPT, it actually uses an API endpoint from Yahoo Finance, okay? So it can gather that real-time information from that API action and actually look at the real price of NVIDIA at the time. So when I asked it the same exact question, it said the current stock price of NVIDIA Corp is $116 at a change of negative 1.87% from a previous close of $117.87. And this was the correct price at the time of doing this, right? And it also gave me more information compared to the last one. It said the open price was $117.06. The day's high was $118.62. The day's low was $115.39. And then it showed me the volume of shares that were traded for that day. So this is not possible with just ChatGPT or a custom GPT that's not trained on API actions, right? We're going to go ahead. I'm going to keep this short. If you want to know, we're going to move on to the next section. But if you want to know more about API actions within a custom GPT, I do have a YouTube channel that you can check out that has a video on it, right? So here we go. Into the next segment of this presentation, we're going to talk about automation, right? So let's talk about automation. Automation's been around for a long time, actually. A lot of people kind of get the confusion of AI and automation. They kind of think it's the same thing. It's really not, okay? So automation back in the day, you'd have to set up variables and you'd have to pull from like a data source and everything would be really structured and would take a while to actually build things out, right? So now a little bit more about automation is, automation actually automates repetitive tasks. It improves efficiency and it reduces human error, right? So a lot of companies out there, they should be using automation to some extent in their business, even without AI integrated into it, which we're going to get into. But automation, from anything from automating workflows or doing some patterns that you need done in your business, automation has definitely been around for a while, but now we have a new advanced capability by using AI, okay? So the difference between automation and AI, so automation, like I said, handles tasks by following set rules. AI, right, learns and makes decisions based on data. And then together, AI makes automation smarter and more adaptable, okay? So this is the cool part about, mixing AI and automation together. Because when we mash them together, what happens is we have automation running, right? But with a very sophisticated brain. So no more do you have to set up those data variables with your automation. You don't have to have that database full of what you're trying to plug into these automations, or when you have it try to fill out a form. AI can think. When we plug in the AI models into automation, your automation then has a super brain that can think, it can analyze, and it can get tasks done at a human-like, response and at that kind of task of a human, okay? So like I said, the power of automation mixed with AI, okay? There is many ways that you can use automation and AI mixed together, but just three really short examples is automated content creation, which we'll talk about here shortly. Automated decision making. So that's when it comes into not having to set those variables anymore for your automation. It knows what to do. It knows what to answer. It knows what to fill out, okay, based on a trained AI model that you implement into the automation, right? And then another big thing is customer support now, because not only is, your customer support automated, but it's able to think and interact as if it's the business. We've had these automation chatbots around for a long time, but now they're able to actually fulfill from A to Z. They can book these appointments for you. They can do really anything you train them to do and to follow up on. And, we're not going to really get into that, but that might be a different segment I do at a later time. So here is really the examples and why you should use an AI automated system. Number one, which is huge, and all businesses should be looking at this, is the cost saving. You can cut down on expenses massively by integrating, AI and automations into your business. Another thing, that is massive is time efficiency. You can free up your schedule to be able to actually grow your business in-house without having to worry about these tedious tasks anymore. And that just brings it right over to scalability, where you can grow without any extra effort. So you can train these AI models and these automations to work together to be able to, get the job done, be able to keep your business running on the tedious tasks that you don't need to do. At the end of the day, the most valuable thing in a business is your time. Okay. So if you're not saving time and you're not scaling your business while saving time, then you're doing it wrong. And not to say anyone's doing it wrong, but AI and automation need to be implemented into your business if you want to get your life back. So this can bring us to the next section. This is practical business uses for an AI automated system, where I'm just going to show you a few examples of what I do every single day and what I implement for clients on a daily basis, right? So number one is social media automation. And, people might be asking me, oh, Chris, social media automation. Yeah, what do I do? Put my AI content into a schedule and, the automation will actually post the content. Nope. Social media automation is completely different now, right? So these AI and automation systems mixed together, are done with like scheduling. You don't have to create the post because AI thinks, okay, you don't have to come up with content anymore. And that's what's going to bring us to our next slide, right? So keep moving myself all over the screen, but so for our next slide, it's effortless social media automation. So like I said, now in today's time with this tech, there's no scheduling, there's no creating content anymore. It can be trained on your brand's voice. You can scale your social presence on autopilot. And like I said, it's 100% automated. So literally social media automation, when people are trying to sell you social media automation or talk about social media automation, the way we are at, with advancements in technology now, is a way where you don't need to schedule your posts anymore. You don't need to sit there and come up with a content calendar for the month. This can all be done all by itself after a model is trained out around your business. It can run all by itself. You don't even have to touch it. Okay. So on top of that, another thing I like to talk about, and a lot of people oversee this, people talk about GPT vision, computer vision. So we're going to be talking on a slide here about taking social media automation to the next level with AI vision. And it doesn't just have to be social media automation. This is just an example I picked for this presentation, right? So from automating posts to intelligent visual content, right? So GPT vision is very amazing because you're able to actually analyze an image within the automation. So the power of ChatGPT vision within social media automation, it has image recognition, automated captions, and visual insights. So image recognition, we can use this to actually pull out of a database with the automation. We can have the automation looking at the photo, okay? The AI vision, ChatGPT vision, it can look at the photo, it can analyze what's in that photo, and then create a post based on that. So that brings it over to automated captions, where based on what it sees, it can create a post based around your business and what it sees. And then visual insights are, you can even use GPT vision to actually, analyze graphs, analyze data. The sky's the limit when it comes to GPT vision or computer vision at this new, level of technology, okay? So real quick, here is ChatGPT vision in action. And this is two examples of clients that I have out there. So you can see here in this post on the left, and this is their Facebook page running on automation, okay? So on the left-hand side, it says, why opt for Amish craftsmanship in our wooden sheds, like the one below? Our Amish-built sheds combine traditional expertise with quality materials, ensuring durability and timeless appeal, okay? And then it also says, Notice a seamless blend of wood and metal on this beauty, right? So it even makes an engaging comment, okay, based on what it sees. This was not trained out to say, hey, I want you to create a post about my wooden and metal building. It actually used GPT vision all by itself. It took that image from the client's database. It pulled that image in. It analyzed the image. Okay. Another one on the right-hand side. This one says, good day, Bahana. It's tips and tricks Wednesday at Print Monday. Choosing the right paper can be a real impact on your final print. If you're after a timeless, elegant vibe like our save the date cards, and you can notice here at the bottom, it says save the date. So it actually read what was in the photo as well. So this can work with like all different types of things, from your promotions you have just to some basic photos with, just a picture of your product, but by using GPT vision mixed with the social media automation, it really makes the automation, a lot more intelligent, and not just post out some image that doesn't make sense with the post, which we see time and time again with all these other companies out there. Okay. So here's just a basic, overview of the automation flow of AI powered social media automation by using GPT vision. So what it does in the very beginning is it actually triggers some kind of data that we have it trained with. It'll then, select an image out of the database. It'll then use that image and analyze it through AI. So it'll analyze the image with GPT vision, say exactly what's that image. It'll then send it over to another model, which then in turn, is based on your business, knows exactly what to post based on what it analyzed with GPT vision. And then it goes ahead and posts all of that together right on your social media by using GPT vision, the OpenAI API, and just creates that perfect kind of post. Okay. So here's something real quick to kind of wrap this up. And this is a myth that a lot of people have out there. Yes, like people ask me all the time, hey, Chris, I know that you have like AI content, or, you can create AI blogs or have blogs automated with AI. But everyone has this misconception that you don't rank on Google, right? Or you can't rank with your AI content, which is a complete lie. So yes, you can rank on Google with AI content, but it has to be properly trained AI content that will actually boost your SEO. So, you're not going to go ahead and just copy and paste stuff from ChatGPT, because that's really not going to work. You have to use a trained model that's trained exactly like you. So if you type in like AI automation expert in Erie, Pennsylvania, right, I pop up because, automation is running constantly on, say, my LinkedIn or my Facebook, and it's constantly ranking me by providing that engaging content every single day, which in turn shows me up on Google. So I myself actually am a case study of being able to rank on Google with AI content. So at the end of this presentation, like right now, I just want to tell everyone, and this is one really big thing for me, is work smarter, not harder, with advanced AI automation. It's time to get your life back. It's time to free up your time. The most valuable part of my life is spending time with my family, and not having to work 95 hours a week, which I'm sure everyone knows about. So like I said, work smarter and not harder, and implement these AI advanced automations into your business so that you can actually enjoy time in your life again, right? So one more thing, AI is learning every day. So what we know today is going to be better tomorrow. AI is not just some trend that's out there right now. I want people to understand that, because it's not going anywhere. It's only as dumb as it is now. So it's only going to get better from where it is now. And where it is now is very sophisticated when it comes to implementing, business operations for your business to run all by itself. So think about that. Don't think AI is just some trend that's going on right now. It's here to stay, and it's constantly improving. So if you're watching on my YouTube channel right now, you already know that I have Automate with Chris, or you can search at AI News Guy and find, how to integrate GPTs with API actions, how to create your first GPT, and some other things that I talk about, for here and there. I actually hack these classes on my channel. So if you've never seen my channel, go over there, like and subscribe it. It'd be awesome. Love the feedback on anything I create. And yeah, I just want to kind of wrap this up real quick and thank everyone for joining this presentation. And I hope everyone has a great day. Remember, you need to implement AI into your business as soon as possible. Thanks everyone for watching, and have a good one.